What up, everybody? It's Ep15. Let's talk about it. This is Black Lightning Season 2, Episode 15 or 16. So I actually watched the show and wrote all the notes last week, but I was on spring break. I was breaking. I ain't much gonna lie to y'all. So I just decided to do 2 videos, put them all together, and give it all to y'all. These are the last 2 episodes for the whole season. So we starting off with episode, I think it's 15, if I'm not mistaken. I could be lying, though. It could be 16. It'll be right in the description box. So go ahead and get your snacks together, because this probably gonna be a long one, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. It's kind of like the first few seconds of the episode, but basically at the beginning of the episode, we see a young man in a costume. I think his name was like Cape Boy or something like this, and he's in front of the police. He got his arms up, the whole 9 yards, put your hands up, don't shoot, the whole thing, right? They shot him, or they killed him. I think they killed him, because they never really said if they killed him, but I assume that I must have missed that part. So they killed him. We see dinner at the house with the whole family. Jeff is there, Jenn is there. Everybody looking like they having a pretty good day. They're talking about what's going on. They sit down and have dinner, and Jeff is basically giving them the rundown on what's going on with the metas. He said a new meta showed up in Freeland. They're like, whoa, like, you telling us all this stuff, you never talked to us like this. And Jeff is like, well, I'm trying to father in a new way. Basically Lynn has kind of talked to him to get him to kind of be more open with the girls and collaborate with them like they've been trying to do ever since they found out they had powers, especially Anissa. He says he has no problem being open with them. They got to have 3 rules. The first rule is don't tell anybody. You can't tell nobody what we are, who we are, and what we do. You already know that's a bust, okay? Because they got cameras in the house. Then he says never go anywhere without backup. A lot of them, all of them, have went out and done stuff they ain't had no business goddamn doing without nobody to help them or back them up. So don't go out without backup. Next one is we don't kill. Now this starts a discussion about Tobias and killing him. Ain't the whole reason you became Black Lightning because you want to kill Tobias? Then he kill your daddy, X, Y, and Z. But we don't play God. That whole trope about we don't play God, we don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Batman don't kill nobody. That type of shit. Okay. He said it's not open for discussion. They're like, I'm grown. He tells them that he can't stop them from making bad decisions, okay? But he can make these rules. And so they reluctantly agree with him. We see later on that Jenn spills some wine on Anissa. As we see this, she goes up to her room to change her clothes or whatever. And then when she gets up to her room, we see Odell watching. And it was the creepiest shit like I ever seen in my life. I was like, this is some pedophile type. Ew. I mean, I know Anissa is grown, but it's just creepy as hell for somebody to be staring on cameras. Why do he have cameras in their room? He nasty. You old and you nasty, sir. The fuck? Ew. Tobias and Dr. Crazy, they ready to wake up all the metas, right? So they all, they wake them all up and they all ready to fight. They get out, they ready to blast. So she hit the little button, in the watch that make them all fall out and passive or whatever, make them non-threatening. They figure out something is up. And Tobias comes around and he introduces himself. He explains who he is. He is their new boss. And, sit your ass down and listen, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so he got this whole meta on the black market salesperson situation going on. We find out that the neighborhood Cape guy, he got caught in a magnetic storm. Okay, so they don't know if he was, they said that his ex-wife said that he was taking, or she thought he was taking green light to deal with some of his issues or whatever. I don't know if the parent had died. It was something that happened, and she felt like he was taking green light, and so they didn't know if he was a meta because he had green light or he was born a meta. Like, they don't know, but the police killed him, and everybody who was a meta obviously is worried about this. This is always, bringing attention to them in a negative light and all that type of stuff. While Lynn is watching the news, Odell comes in there and basically he's asking about the pod kids and the ones that got kidnapped, okay? She says, well, he's asking if they're safe. Are they going to be okay? Do you think they're good? And she was like, well, they were stable when they was here, but, I don't know what the conditions were when they were kidnapped. And she doubt that the kidnappers were very careful. I mean, they could all be dead. Back with Dr. Crazy and Tobias, they talking about the pod kids as well because they the ones who kidnapped them, right? He's asking how long is it going to take to wake them up? And she was like, oh, about a week or so. He's talking about how rich he's going to be. He's going to be the richest man in the world, X, Y, Z. And I think Dr. Crazy got a plan on the side. She about to defect from the group, okay? Dr. Crazy got her own thing going on. Ambi shows Henderson Todd's picture, or Jeff Todd's picture, and he talks about how he was involved in the theft, or he think that he was involved with the theft. According to the cell phone, he was close to the 100 when he was working with Tobias. So they put together that he was probably working with Tobias. So he said he tracking the radiation, you know, due to wind, child. He tracking it, so he's gonna figure out where Tobias lives. He asked Jeff why, you know, what's up with him. He was like, it's just parenting, you know, I'm stressful. Okay, I'm stressful parent, I'm stressed out. Back with Lala. So Lala comes back to Fetch Clay McMahon. Okay, that nigga, he tells Fetch Clay, he went to Jeff, he thought Jeff killed whatever the boy name was. I thought he killed him, but I found out that I killed him because, like I said, he doesn't remember any of these things. I guess every time he die and wake up, or not every time, but the first time he forgot everything about his life or whatever. The man tells him, look, you need to understand that you have a special power. You can make yourself come back. Even though you die, you can always be put back together. So dying could be an advantage for you. Okay, he talks about you need to think about the source of where all this pain comes from, and they be like, it's Tobias, it's Tobias. And then Fetch Clay McMahon say, and he killed Lady Eve. She taught him everything, honey. She taught Fetch Clay McMahon Eddie Kane how to love, okay? She taught him how to love. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Hey, stand up, stand up. Fetch Clay McMahon Eddie Kane Jr. say, Lady Eve taught him how to love, baby. He got a hole in his heart. And Tobias need to die, bitch. Ambi is trying with Jenn in a power circle thing again, working on her suit. Obviously, Jeff is standing out there. He's worried about it, but it seems to be working this time. So they got past step one. She said she didn't feel anything, and she seems very excited about the whole situation. As she's running back, asking him about the suit or talking about how excited she was, Jeff is just remembering, flashing back through time when she was a little baby and all at, you know, certain points through her childhood. And she comes back in the room. She was like, you up in here being sentimental, aren't you? You think it's happy thoughts. He was like, no, you know, I'm just happy for you. It was real cute. They go to lunch. And they chat, and he laughs, and she says she knows that he wants her to make good choices, and she understands that. They talk about Tobias. She says Tobias is different. You know, he will be better off, or Freeland will be better off if he was dead, because he didn't just hurt you. He done hurt this whole time with green light and everything. And then Jeff said, hey, the good book, hallelujah, the word of the Lord, yes, says, don't kill nobody. Some days, he thinks he has it all figured out. And most of the time, he don't. But he said he knows that people with powers cannot decide who lives or who dies. She listening, but she don't hear him. You know what I'm saying? Or she hear him, but she ain't listening. You feel what I'm saying? Because she be like, oh, okay, whatever, nigga, whatever. And Anissa comes to Gamby and tells him about Grace. How she went to the apartment, the Asian man, the house, the half-eaten horse. That was a horse, okay? The eyes, the changing of the eyes. Did you see her? And she's like, no, I didn't find her or whatever. And he's like, well, maybe she will find her way back to you. Lynn has a talk with Maria. This is the young girl that she's been working with for the past couple of weeks. The wind, that make all the wind, or they had the wind going there. She tells her about Morena. This is Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, okay? So she tells her that, and she talks to her about, you know, her powers. She would have a choice to use them or not use them. She wants her to learn about her powers, and she will have time to remember everything about her old life, because the girl said she was scared. It's been 30 years, you know what I mean? She been in the pod for 30 years, and now she about to be out back in the world, and she's just like, you know, everything's gonna be different or whatever. And she tells her that she's here for her. Now, the whole time she was saying that, I was just like, something tell me something gonna happen to this little girl that's not gonna be good, or Lynn not gonna be able to protect her, you know, like she said, she's gonna let the girl down, the girl gonna hate her ass and want to kill her. I mean, you know, it's like 10 different stories I can come up with from that, but yeah. And she said, and the girl Maria tells her, thank you. She says, I appreciate you staying and working, because I know you don't like working with Odell. So I thought that was sweet that Maria even recognized that, you know, this is fucked up, but I'm still here, okay? Eddie Kane and Lala, they get the guns and they ready to bust on the nigga, okay? Eddie Kane tell Lala, listen, the guns are not more powerful than you are, sir. Remember, you can die and you can come back over and over again. And even though it might be painful, it will be worth it. And he tells him he can do great things and kill Tobias, and he gonna feel, woo! A whole lot better, bitch, okay? Tobias wants Marcus to practice fighting, and Marcus says no. He don't want to practice no goddamn fighting. And then, what's her name? Blade. I be want to call her Blade, but that ain't her name. Her name is like Slice, Knife.
Slumber, Slitter, Poisoner, Stunner.
I can't remember the girl name. The girl with the knife, slice, blade, bitch. You call that whole blade, okay? What is her name? I know it, but I just can't remember it right now. He come over there and slice this nigga throat in like 2 seconds. And was like, well, you know, it won't kill him. You know, it's just gonna give him a real bad scar and, you know, make him not challenge you again. And then she kissed him and they walk away. And Dr. Crazy is standing over there like, this is some fuck shit, bitch. I thought I was crazy, bitch. My name is Dr. Crazy, bitch. Not this whole slice. Bitch, what's her name? What's her name? This bitch Blade is crazy, okay? Jen is watching footage, and then she calls Jen and checks on her and asks Jen would she be willing to talk to Wendy about like her struggles with her powers and, you know, all of that kind of stuff that go along with it. And at first Jen was a little hesitant, but then she was like, you know what, it's only certain, you know, the juice, you know what I'm saying? It's only certain people who got the juice, and you know, you can't identify with other people. You can't tell your shit to me, bitch. I ain't got no powers. I'm regular, but you can talk to Jennifer because she can help you out, okay? So we hear that Odell is listening as Lynn is comforting Jen. Weird. Tobias and Blade, what's that whole name? That is gonna really, it's a poison in the thing, so it's like
Venom. No, it ain't Venom. There's more for God.
I'm confused, child. But anyway, Tobias and Blade talk about which meta they're going to send out first. So they don't know. They want somebody to kind of display to all the buyers what these metas can do. So they decided to send Joe out. They was going to send Marcus, but Marcus was acting funny. So they was like, send Joe. Joe going to tear it up. You know, he going to tear up the whole Freeland, child. So we just make sure we get the channel video or live stream it so we can, you know, get these prices going, get these bids going. Odell comes into the lab to get Wendy. And you can tell that she doesn't know what to do. She don't know how to handle the people. And Lynn says no. She gonna grow up. She gonna go to school. She gonna do what the fuck she want to do. She gonna leave out of here. She gonna go to college. She gonna be whatever she want to be. She is not going to be no damn weapon. He tells her that Wendy need to be used. Basically, he's saying the government or whoever needs to use her as a weapon. And is telling him, listen, she don't even know how to control her power. She can't handle all that. You know, y'all don't know what she can do and what she can't do. Like, she needs to learn how to use her powers and control her powers. I made promises to her that she was going to be able to live a normal life. He just said, okay. And he walked out. I said, wait a damn minute. Odell. I think Odell got something up his sleeve, to be honest with you. I think he got a account of Tobias plan, because my thing is, why the hell you need secret cameras? What you need all that for? Why you in them people's house? So I think Odell got some, you know, he got some ulterior motives going on too. Another kind of plan working in the background. I don't know. I'm side-eyeing Odell with his nasty self. You're nasty. Jenn and Anissa are talking. Anissa is talking about Grace again and how she tried to find her and like everything that she saw there. And then she starts remembering that Grace's eyes changed when they was in the park that day. And she remembers in the apartment when the Asian man, his eyes changed too when they was about to fight. So she starts to think like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? She might be a shapeshifter. So she goes to Gamby and she tells Gamby that she thinks that Grace might be a shapeshifter. She ran away because she thought I wouldn't accept it or I wouldn't, you know, whatever. And she ran away. He's like, well, that might be why you find the animal and the this and the that, because, you know, her real being might be an animal. That's why she eating other animals. This is like, I need to find her and tell her who I am. So if you notice throughout this episode, all the rules that was like made by Jeff, all of them were broken. Okay? All of them were broken. Joe gets out and he starts to terrorize Freeland. So Joe is out here tearing up the damn community, just blowing shit up. I forgot even what he do. He controlled like sound. No, that was Marcus. I don't know what he do. I can't remember. But whatever he did, he do it well. And he out here tearing up Freeland, okay? So Tobias is on a live stream on the dark web telling everybody, hey, look, these metas, you know, you see what they can do. They are now available for purchase, baby, if you would like to purchase. Okay, he advertising his business. Gamby and them are looking, you know, they're trying to figure out where this person is gonna go. They see everything, and then they figure out, well, why is he going this way? Okay, well, there's a new project or something to raise money and for the whoever, and it's that guy who was the councilman or whatever he was that he was trying to corrupt. You know, maybe like last season, I think, but we didn't really see him too much. He just threatened him and told him, listen, I own you. You work for me, bitch, and it is what it is. So he sent Joe over to the pier because they about to cut the ribbon on some type of project. Joe go over there and start tearing shit up, okay? He blowing shit up. He burns up the guy and destroy all the shit, right? He also heats up the pipes which causes buildings on the west side of Freeland to blow up because the gas pipes, right? He heats them up and they start blowing up houses, you know, in West Freeland. Now you have to understand that Jennifer and Jeff and all them, they live in West Freeland. You know, the white people live in East Freeland. You remember from the whatever them people is, you know, them soul snatching ass white people. Black Lightning just come out the, you know, the woodwork, you know, because they done figured out where he is, and they go to fighting. The music, I always love the music when they fighting. That's like my favorite part of the episode. Then Thunder pull up, you know what I'm saying? She start fighting too. I was like, yes, y'all better do it. At first, you know, Dr. Crazy is like, listen, you need to get Joe out of there. And Tobias like, nah, let's just see how this whole thing play out. And she was like, listen, you trying to make money. You can't make money if your stock is dead, nigga. You can't make no money. We don't want him to die, so you need to tell him to retreat. After a minute or so, Tobias was like, okay, I mean, I guess he needs to retreat, but you can tell that he was pissed. He didn't want to do that. Gamby is, you know, protecting Jennifer basically because, like I said, they live in West Freeland, so he went to go get her, and he kind of put her in his little area and was like, look, just wait right here. Jeff calls him and says that the algorithm and, you know, got an address, and they found the address. So he calls Jeff and tell him they got an address, and they know where Tobias lives. And so Gamby tells her, don't go anywhere, don't do anything. Y'all know she ain't gonna damn listen. So as soon as he get out the room, she looks at his computer and figures out where Tobias lives. Dr. Crazy. So then we see Dr. Crazy and Tobias. Cutter, that's her name.
Cutter.
I said slice. Dr. Crazy is telling Tobias that Cutter is too possessive. The bitch crazy. You know what I'm saying? She around here slicing motherfuckers in the neck. She slicing up all the inventory. I know this because the reason why I was in jail and locked up was because I didn't have the good sense to stop, to quit when I was ahead. Like, she don't know when to stop. She tells him, look, I'm smarter than you. You know, I mean, it just is what it is, bitch. It's a fact, okay? Who gonna check me? I'm smarter than you. So why don't me and you get together and make a team? And we could really make some shit pop, right? And he was like, nah, he good. He like Cutter. You know, he getting that good pussy from Cutter, and she ain't slice his ass up. So you know what I'm saying? He good. He like the way things is running now, okay? And Dr. Crazy was like, bitch, you done played with the wrong one. So Lala appears, and he walks up on, you know, and he walks up on Cutter. And he like, where's Tobias? And they get into, you know, this fight. And they going back and they fighting. And, you know, she hit him with the knife. And no shit happened. She was like, oh, shit. I mean, fuck. And then she hit him with about 4 more knives. And he like, oh, shit. I mean, he died, but he ain't died, bitch. He ain't dead. She gets away from him, and he pulls out those knives, and he keep pushing, bitch, because he's alive. Tobias is pissed. He's upset with the meta. I don't know if it was Joe he punched, but he punched the meta some type of way. And he tells, and you know, Dr. Crazy is just trying to talk to him, and he tells her to shut the hell up because ain't nothing worse than a no-good Negro, but then a loud-mouthed white woman, and she doesn't keep her mouth shut. Like I said, they're going to push Dr. Crazy right on out that door. Tobias making a mistake. Odell comes to Lynn and says that her neighborhood is safe, and it's good to have Black Lightning and Thunder. And she was like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's good. Tobias comes home and Gamby sees her. You know, he can see her where she is. And she powered up, but like before she can get it popping, she just overheated herself. Because he's like, oh shit, the costume, it ain't done. You know, like it's not finished. So even though it was better and it was working better, don't mean it wasn't, you know, perfect. It wasn't perfected. So basically she put it on. And when she was trying to get to Tobias, first of all, he got away. And she was like, I'll get you. I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna catch him slicing her down.
And then she like crumpled up because the suit started fucking with her and she was, you know, out in pain. So overall, I thought this was a good episode. I'm excited to see the finale. Yeah, so let me know what y'all thought about this first episode. I'll be right back with another episode. Peace. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Black Lightning Season 2, the season finale. All right, I'm back at you. Different location. We ready to roll. So I thought this was a good season finale. It kind of concluded one storyline, but still left it open that it could possibly be opened again at some point. And we moved on to some new storylines. So let's go ahead and get into it. Start off right where we left off. Gamby comes out there to help Jenn. And as he's helping her, we see that Lala comes out the woodwork work and he starts shooting. And he asking Gambi, is he with Tobias? Do he work with Tobias? And Gambi is like, no, I do not work with Tobias. And Lala just turns around and leaves. And so he goes to help Jenn, and she goes into her, you know, safe space, and Marina is there, and she's basically telling her, I'm dying, I don't know what to do, and she's telling her, you need to get out of yourself. You know, stretch out your toes, and she said, flare your nostrils and stretch out your toes, and she said, you know, it's a muscle, you have to flex it, okay, and get out of yourself right now or you gonna die. So she does get out of it, but we can see that Gambi was trying to help her, charge her, give her something, and he passes out because it's like an overload on him, I'm sure. Jeff meets them out there, and then Thunder pull up too, and he calls Lynn, and he tells her that Gambi is passed out and he has radiation burns, and she's like, you need to get him to the hospital, and he's like, of course, that's gonna raise, you know, alarms. That's when Thunder pulls up, and she's like, I think he gonna be okay or whatever, I can give him a shot for the pain. Jeff is like, okay, take him to the van, tell the van to take you to the sanctum, and he gonna stay there and see if Tobias left any evidence that they could, you know, possibly stick this time and make him go to jail. Tobias is pissed off because he got ran out of his building, so, you know, he ranting and raving about Black Lightning and everything like that, and she's like, listen, you need to thank me, okay? And he says that Black Lightning keeps coming back, you know, and trying to take things away from him, and he said the DA, or Cutter says the DA just announced that they're not going to charge the police officers that shot Kate Boy last week. Y'all remember him? And she's like, typical. I'm like, girl, you go around here slicing niggas on the daily, and you talking about who ain't. Girl, you trying to have a moral high ground, sis. Girl. He says that Tobias says that they can use his death as an opportunity, okay? So, like, to cause riots, and then when they cause riots, he knows that Black Lightning gets his power from the power grid, so they're going to shut down the whole city power by using the freezer man, okay, to shut him down, and it's going to shut down Black Lightning power, and he going to kill Black Lightning, and, you know, let chaos rule the land, okay? Black Lightning goes into Tobias's lair, and when he walks in, he discovers all the pod kids that were kidnapped. And he calls Lynn, and Odell is watching her when she's like, I got your GPS, I'm on the way. Odell looking at her like, bitch, I see you, girl. I see where you going, sis. Don't be trying to sneak your ass away. Jenn and Anissa and Gambi, they're trying to help Gambi, obviously, and they're, you know, working on him, and they telling, and Jenn is like, this is another one I owe Tobias for. Anissa is like, basically, you need to calm down. She like, girl, I'm not gonna blow nobody up. Like, relax, sis. You know, she like, Anissa is like, girl, I got stuff to do. And she like, yeah, Harry, you do got stuff to do. And they find out that Gambi is burning up, they need to ice him down. And we see Tobias child still talking to a damn picture, okay, talking to Lady Eve about playing chess, not checkers, and, you know, he know what he doing, right? So Cutter comes down and says that the 100 members are out here tearing up the community just like they planned on. That's what they wanted to happen. They wanted him to be out there, you know, starting drama. The plan is in action. Basically, they're going to release some metas out there with the people, you know, to really mess stuff up. He telling him about he need to get some sleep, and he telling her, don't worry about no sleep. I ain't worried about that. Just worry about Black Lightning, okay? And he like said it with an attitude. Now, this is like the third time he done got smart with Cutter over the last 2 episodes, okay? So he trying her. He's really trying her. Jeff is still in the basement, and Dr. Crazy walk up behind him with a gun and almost shoot him. But then baby Lynn jumps out, and they started fighting. I said, bitch, you better beat that ass, bitch, beat that ass. Baby, she knocked the socks off her ass, okay? She wop bop baloo bop her. You understand me? One time. You get it? You get what I'm trying to say? I was like, Lynn, you better do it. Lynn and her was rolling around on the floor, and Lynn whooped that ass, okay? Like, she was from Compton. Like, she was from New Orleans, Louisiana, baby. She was boxing. You better do it, girl. She's begging them not to turn her over because, you know, Odell gonna find out she was working with with Tobias, and it's gonna be over for her. He not gonna be forgiven. And they was like, girl, you just tried to murk me, sis, and now I'm supposed to be thinking about your well-being. And she's like, well, I got information that you need about some metas about to terrorize this whole community. And they like, what you want? She said she wants police protection. She much better trust the police than the ASA because they ruthless and they out of control, okay? He says he'll see what he can do, but Lynn is like, don't trust her until she tell you the information, okay? Give me the information, sis, first. Well, you might want to write this down. And so in the next scene, we see Henderson taking her to the car, and she's going into the station. He left Lynn at the site by herself. Odell just be popping up, right? He just be appearing. So Odell be showing up. Ain't that 50 Cent daddy in Get Rich or Die Trying? And he asked how the pod kids are doing, because she was like, well, damn, how you got here? Okay, how you, damn, that was fast. We just found told her. She said they're stable. And he was like, good, well, we're going to move them now, okay, before the Markovians come up in here and try to, you know, take them. And she's like, well, they stable now, but that could destabilize them. He said, well, better for them to be destabilized with us than stable with the Markovians, bitch. We going to move them. That's what we going to do. So he go to calling whoever he need to call, the special team. Jenn and Anissa, they're with Gambi. Like I said, he's doing better, and they're talking to each other. They're talking about the riots and, you know, do you know the conversation we have anytime there's riots, or why would you tear up your own community? Well, people are upset. You know, they trying to get the attention of other people. My thing is, with riots, you can't piss people off and tell them how to get mad. Yes, it's bad to tear up the community, but what do you think people gonna do when they don't have no means to get, you know, their voices heard? They gonna tear shit up. That's what people do. They've done it all throughout the history of time, and it's gonna continue to happen when people get so frustrated to the point where they feel like they don't have no other options but to just tear everything up. Then somebody will come and see about it if I burn it down. Both of the arguments have valid points, because then again, you are tearing up your community, right? So, like, you know, both valid arguments, and they have that conversation. I love how they, you know, insert these things into these episodes. Innocent is with Dr. Jace, Dr. Crazy, right? At the station, they bringing her in, and as they're walking her down the hallway, all the lights go out all over Freeland. Anissa is like, oh shit, it's about to go down now, okay? They about to act a fool now. Anissa is like, she needs to go out, she needs to help, because where they are in Gambi at the sanctuary, Gambi has backup power, so they have power, and she's watching the news, and she's just like, I need to go out there and help. And Jenn is like, girl, what you gonna do? These are regular people, okay? These are regular folks. You can't go out there just, you know, fighting and blasting on regular people. And what about Gambi? You know, what we gonna do about him? And he's like, don't worry about me. I'm awake and I'm alive. He's alive, okay? So Gambi said he good. Jenn goes for him and is like, what is wrong with you? Why did you touch me? What about look before you leap and all the stuff you tell me? Because obviously he was trying to power her, give her, you know, like, you know, defibrillator. You know what I'm talking about? Boom, boom. That shit. On that he probably shouldn't have tried to do that to her, because, you know, she's so powerful she could kill him. But he says, that's fam, you family. You know what I'm saying? That's it, you fam. He calls Jeff. Jeff is excited that he's awake too, and he's really happy about that. And he tells him he has to come in because the power is out and he gonna go down soon. But the phone cuts off in the middle of their conversation. So, you know, him and Anissa are running around, and Jenn is trying to get to go with one of them. Anissa says she going to do something, I forgot. And then Gambi said he going to try to get the power back on. Now, in my mind, I'm like, Jenn is a generator. Why wouldn't you take her? She generates power, right? And there is no power. That's what I'm thinking. But at the moment, I guess he's just trying to keep her safe or whatever. And she was like, just please trust me. And he was like, listen, the suit only stops other people from overpowering you. You still have to remain in control of your emotions. And she says that she can. And just tell her what she needs to do, and she gonna do it. I'm excited because Jenn has really stepped up, like superhero, full on. I'm here for the shits, okay? Like the crazy, she's in jail, and she hears shots out in the hallway. Shot, pow, pow, pow. What's going on, right? We see that it's Black Trenchcoat Man from that one episode at the very end of the episode. Okay, so Black Trenchcoat Man come through the bars, so obviously he's a metahuman too, and he tells her he's a teleporter. She's like, oh, you're a teleporter. Oh, wow, it's amazing. Oh, you're a teleporter. And he tells her that she's wanted in Markovia, and she figures out that he is a bounty hunter, and he grabs her by the arm, and he take her on into Never Never Land. And the police and Henderson always come in after everything that happened, child. It's over with. Henderson just looking sad, child. Like he just... Henderson might need to find a new career, baby, because he don't never solve no crimes and put nobody in jail. Tobias is delighted. He's looking out the window. He's happy about the city just burning down, child. And then we see some officers out in the field, and we see the metahumans that they let out. One of them is the freezer person, and the other girl, she like make a whirlwind, you know, around you, and like you know, you can't breathe or whatever. They coming out the woodwork, and then we see they attack Black Lightning and Thunder show up. The officers, Black Lightning and Thunder show up, and they about to, you know, they about to battle. Then we see the church with the pastor, child. I said, Pastor is back. Pastor is back. Baby, he is alive. But he was in the casket and they had a funeral, y'all. So how did he get up out the casket? I'm confused. Okay. Somebody help me out, because I'm trying to figure out how this man got up out this casket and is alive, child, and they had a whole ass funeral that was on TV. I'm confused. But this man out the casket looking dead alive. So pastor is preaching at the church, child. He said, you know, he done got up out the deathbed, and they need to spread the word that the church is gonna be a place of sanctuary while all this stuff is going on in the streets, child. They gonna spread the word because God brought him back from the death. I said, come on, Lazarus. You better rise up. I was like, what is this? This is crazy. We back to the fight. They fighting. Black Lightning and Thunder is fighting the metahumans. You know, they was beat that ass at first. They was winning. They was, you know, throwing bows out there doing it. Some more metas come out the woodwork, and I was like, oh, y'all gotta fight some more. This ain't gonna be good. So, you know, they was doing all right. And then the dude set him on fire. I guess he can do fire and ice. Oh, that's interesting. Because he did the ice, but then he did the fire. Oh, interesting. Jeff, like, did a stop, drop, and roll and was like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? He went to go burn him one more time, and guess who stepped up to the plate, baby? Lala. Lala comes out the woodwork and shoots the guy and saves him. Okay? And he says, you know they had beef in the past, but, you know, he ain't about that no more. The only thing he trying to do is kill Tobias. His community don't need to be tore up like this. This too damn much. Okay? And then he tells him, go on help your partner because she about to die. So we see that the girl got her in a whirlwind and, you know, she can't breathe. She choking. You know, she have to breathe to be able to use her power, right? And so then we are back with Gambi and Jenn. They're at the power grid right now, and he telling her, charge the grid 3 times. Okay, so the 3rd time she do it. She controls her powers. He's like, you're awesome. She's awesome. Everybody's awesome. Jenn is on. She sold. She in. She bought in. Okay, so we happy about that because I was waiting for her to buy in. We back to the fight, and they losing bad, child. They freezing Jeff. Okay, and they still choking Anissa. And so when the power comes back on, obviously Jeff powers back up and they get out and they fight and, you know, they beat the people and it's all great. Tobias is upset because the riot that they have is dying out. His plans are not going like they wanted them to go. And he complaining, that's that damn Black Lightning and I'm going to put 12 medals on him and we going to see what happened. And Cutter is like, don't do that. You're going to ruin everything we had worked for, you know. And she's like, no. And he grabbed her and he choked the living shit out of her ass. Okay, picked her up off the ground. I said, oh my God, ooh, goddamn, oh my God. She flips out and she has the knife in her hand like she gonna cut him. And he's like, well, damn, you gonna cut me? It's crazy how people be like, well, damn, you gonna kill me? Well, don't do that to me after you just tried to kill me. I don't understand that, but you know, maybe that's just me. He says, no, she not gonna cut him, but she says she is leaving. And she turns around and he like, I don't care. See if I care. And then he goes to the computer and he hit that button to let out the pie kids, right? So we got Odell and Lynn and they're with the pie kids, you know, getting ready to move the pie kids. The team is coming in and she looking at the computer and she like, oh shit, you know, and all the doors open and the kids just come out and she telling him, don't shoot the kids because all the officers are standing with the guns like they gonna shoot them. And she like, don't do anything, don't kill them, you know, they not even awake or whatever. And Odell tell them to stand down too. He tell them don't kill. Jeff and Anissa get back to Tobias's old lair and they see the pie kids wandering around and he calls Lynn, is like, what is this? I see pie kids. And she like, they're not all the way awake. Let them walk around. Don't do nothing to them. They find her around the corner somewhere and they like, well, where's Odell? She was like, well, when I turned to check on the pod kids and I turned back around, he was gone. I'm like, how the fuck Odell just be disappearing and appearing? Is he a metahuman? Do he have something he want to tell us? Then says that she can trace the signal where the, you know, computer was that opened the pods and they can find a location. So Jenn and Gambi are together in a van and, you know, he says, okay, well, he finds the location and she's like, I know where that is. And she like, well, I can go there. And he was like, don't go nowhere. Of course, they always telling Jennifer, don't go nowhere. And she was like, listen, if I could float in my sleep, I'm pretty sure I could fly when I'm awake. And she like opens the door, y'all, and this was epic. Okay, the cinematography was epic. Like the special effects were so good when she like did that and like all turned into fire and then she like went up in there. I was like, that is so dope. That was so dope. I don't know, it was just like the shot was just amazing to watch her, you know, engulf in flame like that or electricity and like go away. That shit was so dope. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I was like a kid, like, oh, that's so cool. It was really cool. Tobias is still talking to the picture, Lady Eve, talking about, he said he gonna scoop all the medals up after they kill Black Lightning. He gonna go around, he just gonna pick them up. Tobias, boy. And Lala comes to him and said, oh, now you just talking about opinions now. And he was like, it's about time I killed you. And then Tobias says the devil deals the cause. You know, that was the word that had him like choked out or whatever, where he can control him. And he was like, nah, fam, that don't work with me no more. And then he shoots him and Tobias is like, you thought I never took a bullet before? And he was like, the next one going between your eyes. And he was like, nah, fam. And he says, e pluribus ebum or something like that. E pluribus ebum. And that one worked. He started burning. His whole chest started burning. And Lala starts to punch him back and forth and back and wherever. You know, he just taking the punches is not working. And he tells them that Lazarus, the man who brought him back, okay, so Eddie Kane Jr., his name is Lazarus. Clay McMahon, okay, that's Lazarus. His name is Lazarus. So he said, Lazarus just brought you back to life. I'm the one who brainwashed you, okay? The first level was controlling you. That was the e pluribus unum. In the devil deals the cards. And the second one is deeper. He says, all of the tattoos, because his chest was like burning. So he says all of the people you have killed are going to come out of you. It means from many, or from one, or from many one. Yeah, because that'd be like the slogan for like colleges and like, you know, I've heard that before. Anyway, he said all the people gonna come out of you, all the tattoos, and you know, you killed a whole bunch of people directly and indirectly. And Lala is just burning up. He's just laying on the ground, child. Lala, I just want Lala to get a W when it comes to Tobias. Poor Lala. He did wrong though, but I mean, sheesh. Like, I feel like he done had his karma. He done been killed like 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Dang. When he's all the way out, he said the next time you wake up, you're gonna be buried under concrete. So I don't think we're gonna see Lala for a little while. He's laughing. He's like, oh, he thought he had me. The devil thought he had me. Ha ha ha. But I am the devil. You see Jenn busts up in the motherfucker. She started on his ass. I was like, girl, you better do it. You better light him up. And she is lighting him up. And I was like, take him out. Take him out, girl. Take him out. Black lightning busts through the window. And he's like, stop. Don't do this. You don't need to be a cold-blooded killer. And she's like, he deserves it. And he starts to fight her with his energy. And she's fighting him. And like he almost died. You know, she could kill him. So she stopped. Tobias is laid out on the floor somewhere. As this is happening, Jeff remembers his dad, and his dad is like, you know, only you will know if all this is worth it, and I love you, and X, Y, and Z was kind of like a little final conversation, and, you know, they like, you know, hold hands, and he come back to reality or whatever. Jenn is like, are you good, Dad? And he's like, I'm good. And Tobias was like, no, you're not. And he pulled a gun, and they was like, boy, please. And they light him up real quick, and he fall out on the ground. Tobias jump up, and he started fighting Jeff, and they fighting, and it was so cute because Jennifer was like, get him, get him. I was like, you better chill your daddy on, okay? And they knocked Tobias over the balcony, and they look over the balcony, and he was out there. He was laid out, baby. He was laid out. We back at church, and the pastor is preaching this whole time this scene is going on. I mean, just looking dead as fuck, y'all. But, I mean, he preaching about God's grace. And, you know, him dying was not in God's plan. He was struck down by the evil that was in Freeland, but he praised God for Black Lightning. And we see the, you know, the montage of Black Lightning, them standing in the riot streets, and Thunder going around stopping fires. And we see Henderson driving through the community, just looking at all the damage, looking sad as hell, okay? And the preacher is saying, love will stop it, love will stop it. But I want to know how you got up out that grave, sir. You was in the casket, sir. You was dead. I need to know, okay? Wait a minute. What in The Walking Dead is that? I don't understand. Odell back into the place where they had the pods originally, right? And he's looking at all the pod. No, he's looking at 3 pod kids in particular. One is the boy who can tell. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't see his face, but I think that's the boy who can make you tell the truth when he look in your eyes. 2 was Maria, okay, who can command the winds like Storm, okay? And then 3 was, bitch, it was Khalil. I said, I know you fucking lying. But he not even a meta no more because he ain't got no back, bitch. I said, okay. But I like the fact that the storyline could come back at some point. So they kept Khalil, you know, in on the show. Y'all haven't seen the part of my video where where he was on AfterBuzz and they asked him, did he have a girlfriend at the beginning? Child, listen, that shit was so funny to me because he was like, I mean, am I? Like, like, you talk to somebody and you try not to make her mad, but you don't want to say you got no girlfriend. It's hilarious. Please go watch that. Then we see Tobias walking down the hallway with some guards, and the guard is like, stop trying to use the, you know, get out of the handcuffs. They nullify your power. You're not going to be able to get out. Because Tobias was like, you can't keep me here. I want my lawyer. And he was like, bitch, you don't get no lawyer because you have been classified as a, you know, terroristic threat, metahuman. You are dangerous. And so this is a black site. It ain't no getting out, baby. You here forever. You can't escape. This is the pits. And they put him in this, like, long hallway, and the lights, like, go red all on him. I was like, bitch, that don't look like you finna get out no time soon, Tobias. You about to be in there for the whole next season, baby. And then we had dinner time at home with Jeff and the family. Everybody's getting everything together. You know, they having a nice talk. It was real cute, you know. Jen said she's proud of her mama. Her mom is like, what? You know, she's worried still, but they tell her, girl, just take the compliment and celebrate victory, okay? Anisha shows up. She got peach cobbler. I'm like, bitch, when you had time to make peach cobbler? Y'all had time to fight the whole community, get everything back together, and you still making peach cobbler? Listen, Anisha is everything to me. Jeff sits down, and he's looking, like, distressed, and everybody like, what's wrong with you, Jeff? Or what's wrong, Dad? And he's like, I'm upset. He's crying. He said he worry about them every day. They all safe. You know, now he can breathe because Anissa got through the door, and he worries about them. And sometimes he just want to quit and just go take them somewhere far away, but he feels guilty because everybody in Freeland should have cobbler. You know, everybody should be able to have these type of dinners. We have family dinners and friends and everything. He shouldn't have to hold his breath, and they shouldn't have to hold their breath for people in the community to be safe or whatever. And they're like comforting him, and he's like, no, I'm happy. Like, I really am happy. Anissa makes a joke like, I'm not going to be late no more. I know I be late all the time, but I don't want you to be worried. I just be late. The music come on, and you thinking, oh, this is going to be the end of the season. They're going to play some happy music, and they're going to dance us into the credits. But nope, they put the music on right when you think they're about to dance. Here come Odell popping up again. Odell, how you just pop up in people's house? Odell say, look, I ain't got time for the bullshit. I know who you are. I know exactly what you do. Okay, I know everything, baby. So we ain't even got to go in all that. And Jeff was like, you've been told to leave, because Lynn told him to leave. And he says, listen, I ain't going no damn well. Listen. Now, he said the Markovians have a stockpile of metas. And now, because they have, in Freeland, they have the metas with the powers, like the criminal metas, and they have the metas in the Pie Kids, that Freeland has the largest, you know, stock of metas as well, right? And so Markovia, they're the greatest threat to Markovia. Now, because of Jeff, they have Dr. Crazy. Markovia is going to launch an attack against them, the first strike. And a Markovian war is coming. Freeland is ground zero. So he has deputized them, okay, to be on Team America, bitch. And we about to go ahead and take Markovia out. So I know that I'm not a DC comic person, but I know that Markovia is like the center of all evil, because it's mentioned in like all the shows and all the movies that, you know, DC Comics talk about. So I thought it was a good season. I really, really, really love this show, and it's coming back next season for sure. And I just really hope that the Brock Hills can keep their hand in it some type of way, or if they end up leaving the show, that they can at least, you know, put it in good hands or whatever. I love how they tackle social issues. I love how it's not like the rest of the CW shows. I don't watch Gotham. I don't watch The Arrow. I don't watch none of them shows, y'all, because I think they low-key corny. It's like a crime of the week. You know what I'm saying? This story actually gets you engaged with the characters. Actually, you know, what's going on with them, other than them just fighting one villain every week. One thing I was kind of not upset about, but I was disappointed and they didn't touch on Grace, anything about Grace this week. So I guess, well, that story probably would fully develop next season. So I want to hear your thoughts about this episode and the last episode, the whole season. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think they can improve upon? If you're a comic book person and you avid in the comic books, let me know, like, what's different from the comic book. Then, you know, what did they stray away from? Because I know they said it wasn't going to be exactly the same, but I know that Grace's character is a part of the Outsiders and things like this. I apologize for y'all for not knowing all the names of the different metas, even though I know that they all have names. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share my video with all your friends, guys. If you haven't checked out AfterBuzz TV for my Passage watchers, they have an interview with the little girl who plays Amy on AfterBuzz TV. So they did do a show this week, even though, you know, the season finale was last week. So check it out. It was a good interview. I enjoyed watching it. I feel like AfterBuzz should be paying me, because I always be telling people to watch their channel, okay? So hit me up, y'all, if you have any suggestions about videos I can do, because all my shows are coming to an end. This is it for me, okay? So I don't have anything else to do after this week. So I'm going to try to pick up something, or we can just talk about different things. So if you got suggestions for me, go ahead and leave that in the comments too, all right? So I will holler at y'all next time. I see you in a while. All right. Peace.